You're listening to Dropkick Mike and Black Tim on the Devil Dice podcast.
Man, talk about a late intro.
Bro, look, I still just can't wrap my brain around the fact that that's Jessica on that intro, bro.
I know.
I can't.
I know.
Like,
I know, because she's not that
Mama
person.
Bear?
She's
Yeah,
not
I'm
that
like,
person.
yeah.
She's like, I don't want no attention. I don't want nothing.
Yeah,
Da-da-da-da-da-da. So this is actually episode 14 of the Devil's Dice podcast. Welcome back, Tim. Black Tim back
happy
in
to
the
be
house.
back, man.
Yeah,
Happy to be
really glad that he's back. I'm not good enough to do this by myself.
Yes, he is.
No.
He is, y'all.
I don't want,
I'm telling you, man.
Y'all don't want just me. But we are in Happy New Year.
Man, Happy New Year, bro.
2023.
Merry Christmas, all the craziness. 23, man.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
23 is the number of chaos.
Well, but here's the good part, though. Oh, there's a positive, bro. There's a positive to that. It is number of chaos. But I actually had to look up numerologist guy. He put it together. 223 is the year of completion is 7.
Okay.
4, 3, 7. So if you just add them up straight across the board,
So the zero's out of the picture.
zero's out of the picture.
So what does that mean then? So completion
just
of what?
a completion
Like what?
Of whatever bullshit cycle that's been going on.
Got it.
And just hopefully some peace, man. You know what I mean? People just really waking up out of the bullshit.
Well,
You know what I mean?
we're seeing it.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot
People
of
really starting to snitch. Because you remember, I'm pretty sure it was either the old podcast when we started this one. We talked about very lightly mentioned all the bullshit people were on, how everybody was just, going with the grain, going with the flow.
the sheep.
The sheep, yeah. more and more people are just like, nah, I ain't dealing with this no more.
Yeah, and we'll get into that a little bit too, because there's been a lot of strange things that are happening.
A lot, yeah.
And yeah, people are starting to open their eyes up a little bit about some of the bullshit they were fed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And hopefully the next round of bullshit they won't be so quick to jump right into.
I'm hoping, man. I'm hoping, bro.
We can only hope.
Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know.
You don't know.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so we're glad that you guys are staying with us, and thanks for sticking through the hiatus, because we did take a little bit of time off. December's crazy with family and holidays and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so
man.
you got to do it.
Yeah.
You got to take some time,
to, man.
and it could be overwhelming. So I needed a little bit of time as well.
Those finals, bro. Ooh.
Yeah, you were. So explain to everybody why you left.
Well, I had
while you were gone for a little
So
bit.
check this out, man. I don't oust people, so nobody will ever know these people's names, man. But I ended up in I had 2 classes that were like group assigned.
Yeah.
And like I can work with groups. I'm just not super crazy about working with groups all the time. So
Because somebody else is responsible for your grade. Sure.
Yeah, exactly. And so what ended up happening in my business law class, we had to write a patent. So I ended up writing the entire patent myself.
How many people were supposed to be in your group?
It was 4 of us total.
You got to be kidding me. 3 people just let you do it.
Just let me do it.
And took the grade.
I drew the device, whatever the case may be. And I will give credit, man. One of the guys, he did take it upon himself to upload it to Adobe Illustrate. So basically, he just took the drawing, uploaded it, and Adobe drew it back out. So I was like, I appreciate you doing that. I'm not going to take that away from him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want to seem like underhanded comments. But, man, I kid you not, out of like a 40 or 50 page patent, which patents could be much larger than that.
Yeah.
I ended up doing, the only thing I didn't do was maybe 6 pages out of that.
That's crazy.
6.
That ain't right.
Bro, and I'm like, come on, bro. And so in another group, of course, because I, started messing around in photography and stuff, I showed you the commercial. I ended up making a commercial for us.
That was good, dude.
Yeah, no, thanks, man. Yeah.
We need to do one for the cast.
No, we got to do one, man. So
It was good. It was professionally
ended
done.
up learning how to make commercials and, did a bunch of photography for the small business, which that small business is actually already had an article done on them by Forbes. Crazy enough. Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So I had those 2.
So Forbes opened up for you.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm like, hey,
You're the main act.
like, let me talk to you. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. But so, and then I had my other 3 classes, which was quantitative data analysis. We ain't gonna get into that. Then I had entrepreneurship class. So I had that, and then I had I don't even remember what the 5th class was at this point.
See,
I'm not even gonna lie.
When I tell you
I
guys
had
that
5
Tim is
classes,
busy doing a bunch of stuff,
Yeah.
that he's crazy, ADD, can't focus on one thing, has to have a multitask lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's real, man. He's crazy. You're
5
crazy
classes,
about that
man.
stuff.
Well, I walked away with 3 A's A C+. I'll take that.
You
C+.
sent me.
though.
You sent me the
Yeah, I
grades.
sent
That's
you
how
grades.
proud he was. He
I
sent,
was like,
texted me the grades. Check it out, bro.
I was like, bro, I did it. I was able to do
I'm
it.
proud
Bro,
of
I'm
you.
telling you, I thought I was going to, a couple of times, man, I was like, bro, I'm going to have a heart attack or something, bro. But
Yeah.
my brain is like
Stressed.
about to shut down.
See, I stress over the holiday
Yeah.
season anyway,
Yeah.
just
Yep.
because of money, and we always pull through.
Yeah, we pulled through. Yeah.
But as a man, when that money is not like, you know,
way you
when you're
want it to
working
be?
check to check and
Yeah.
trying to hustle and do that stuff, I started door dashing.
It gets up, bro. Look, man, I signed up for what's called Flex something, where you just basically go to Amazon and pick up the packages and just drop them off.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How much did they pay? We'll talk.
Well, so no,
We'll
so they hadn't actually contacted me yet, but I just started signing up for
'Cause
everything.
so many people started
so many
doing it.
people. Yeah, I was just like, man, you know what? I got to do what I got to do.
I thought about doing Uber because
Yeah.
you know, around New Year's and holidays and all the partying and
Yep.
stuff. But I don't. If somebody threw up in my BMW, I'd be so mad. I'd end up going to jail.
I know.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
can't
yeah,
do that.
yep. I thought about it so many. I was like, bro, nope. Because if you get in my car smelling like too much smoke, if you vomit in my car, bro, I'm gonna put you out.
And
Like,
drunk people don't give a shit.
they don't care.
especially New Year.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, nah.
I remember.
Yep.
I did my time.
Yep. I'm like, nah. But yeah, man, like we made it, bro.
Yeah.
We made it. 2023,
Yeah.
man.
Welcome.
I'm looking forward to some good stuff this year, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's
Yeah.
put out the positivity
That's what I'm
and get
doing,
that
yeah.
to it. Yeah.
I don't need- you know, a
But
lot of-
first,
yeah.
let's talk about all the bullshit from last
yeah,
year.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, 2022 recap. Let's rewind, bro. What was some of the most?
Okay, so I got a breakdown of month by month.
That's perfect.
Some stuff,
That's so
month by
perfect.
month.
That's so perfect.
Right. So not a whole lot in January, right? But something that definitely interests you and part of your world, and stuff that you're interested in is that James Webb Space Telescope photo of the galaxy.
Oh yeah,
Right?
Bro, I saw that, bro. They starting to. I don't want to get too deep into it. I actually did see that though, but they just like they beefed the hell up out of this telescope.
Yeah.
like it's like the telescope of the world right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like they're basically starting to realize that there are galaxies beyond galaxies of what we thought we knew, which are like thousands of galaxies within galaxies.
Yeah.
It's like you can't really.
And it blows my mind how they can see something that
Yeah.
far away
Yep.
and actually take a photo of it.
Yeah, and
right?
they basically can tell from how the galaxy is spaced out, the colors of it, however it exploded, how old it is.
Because we're getting something that happened million years ago,
Bro,
probably, right?
millions and millions. Everything
yeah.
we thought.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not gonna get too deep into this, but me and my son, because you know he's starting to get into that stuff too.
Yeah.
we laughed about it. So they just actually they had discovered black matter some years ago. I don't know if you heard about that.
What does black matter?
So it's like, okay, we have our version of
I heard of Black Lives Matter,
black.
but not Black Matter, just period. Go ahead, though. Let me know what it is. I'll wait.
Y'all, I'm not on my medicine. I'm not on my ADHD medicine. So if I get a little wild today, just bear with me.
Go.
Yep.
In fact, I don't want you to take your medicine when the podcast is coming up.
I know, man. But so basically, black matter is that's basically because you know how scientists always used to be on this rave of there's no God, we didn't come from a creator, blah blah blah.
Right.
And then
Big
they had
Bang
to,
Theory, blah, blah, blah.
Well, so they had to back up because after they tracked the Big Bang Theory, everything made more sense. They were like, wait, somebody had to make this happen because it happened too perfectly. Well, black matter is now they're starting to get into, they used to didn't believe in souls and spirit.
Okay.
But then they had to backtrack and say, well, they discovered that, I don't know if you ever heard this, but your soul weighs about 27 grams. Because every person who dies after death, that's exactly the same amount that every human loses after they officially are pronounced dead, 27 grams.
Could that be air?
Don't know.
Ingesting some air? Well, I guess no.
Yeah.
No,
I
that
don't
doesn't
know.
change the weight of it.
It don't
does it?
change the weight of body, right? Well,
Man,
so
that's crazy.
fifth dimension, black matter, is what allows them to actually get over into the fifth dimension, which is now the spiritual and soul conscious world. So now they're basically trying to send telescopes and all types of machines and everything, which they hope is going to give them a better understanding of how black holes work.
Crazy.
Bro, that's a whole situation.
Yeah, well, that's like a whole podcast
Whole
on its own.
situation, bro. Yep. And I was like, that's why I said I ain't gonna get too much into it because I was like, wait a minute, bro. We barely just now getting a better concept of fourth.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and stuff's on its way to changing so big time with this metaverse
Drastically.
and like ideals about just
Yeah.
living a life virtually rather than person. I couldn't do it.
Just like that post you made,
Yeah.
where your parents used to get away from the TV. You're gonna go blind.
Yeah. Now you got
goggles
them 2 centimeters away from your face.
I was like, bro,
Turn your stereo down. You're gonna go deaf. Now you got them fucking plugged
Right
into
here.
the head.
Man, isn't it crazy?
Yeah. I'm still not deaf or blind. Well,
Yeah.
opinions
A little bit.
vary. If I take out these contacts,
glasses
I
over there.
might run into some shit.
There's some glasses over there.
So that was like the biggest thing in January as far as that goes. Obviously, in February, we had the big Russia invades Ukraine thing happen, right?
Yeah.
Which crazy to me how much money we've dumped into that. I got a little tax situation that I believe in myself that many people think I'm crazy about.
Yeah.
But that's why.
Yeah.
Like if you've got trillions of dollars to send overseas to somebody else, you don't need my dough. You know what I mean?
don't.
So
You don't.
yeah. And I don't want to get into it too far, but incriminate myself or anything like that. But yeah, so that was a big one in February. You were obviously military, and we've got some guys, I guess, that are still in Afghanistan, and we're taking care of somebody else's war rather than bringing our guys home. And that's where I start getting an issue, man, because we're all of this bullshit with, okay.
Yeah.
Try to stay positive.
Yeah, no, See, this is a 2022 recap, so we can go over that, but we still moving forward positively because I brought this up recently, man. Somebody was talking about the Ukraine war and all the stuff that we are supposed to be a part of, and I'm like, wait a minute. This is where I have an issue because I just saw something the other day where we just dropped off all these tanks and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's the amount of money that we're sending over there, whether it's equipment or just cold hard cash for whatever, is insane.
Yep, and I don't make many like responses on posts on any social media because I'm just like it's not worth getting into.
Well, you're just arguing with a robot. Chances are anyway.
Basically,
so, yeah.
Well, and I just found this out too. This is a very fun fact I just found out, which gave me so much more of a peace of mind. Did you know 20% of the American population are only accounted for critical thinkers?
Really?
You know how scary and sad that is at the same time?
Are you surprised though?
I'm not though. Yeah. I'm really not.
20% seems high to me. Maybe
that seems pretty high.
You know what I mean?
Because I'm like, everybody just follows. Because I'm like, I saw this situation in Haiti, right?
Yeah.
Where this meteor just fell out of the sky. All these amazing minerals. You have almost every other continent in Haiti right now. But we supposed to be big brother protecting them, right? Because that's what we always run into Haiti.
Yeah.
So we ain't got enough sense for that. But we got enough sense to send all this money over here, right? But then everybody just fell asleep on that whole situation where all of those trillions of dollars were left in Afghanistan when we tried to pull out.
Yeah.
And we knew we should have been out years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
we shouldn't have even been there in the beginning.
Been there. Yeah, but poppy seeds and oil, you know.
Yeah, yeah. And plus, I'm sure a lot of
the war.
Yeah, a lot of stuff we don't even know about.
Yeah. But yeah.
And then
it's bullcrap.
And then the guy comes over, Zelensky. What's his name? I'm sorry. The Ukraine president.
Yeah. Putin.
No, that's
no.
Ukraine.
The guy. Yeah, Ukraine.
Yeah. What's his name? Jesus Christ, I can't believe.
Yep, I'm thinking of Russia right now. My bad.
No, you're not. Vladimir Putin is the.
Yeah, that's Russian. That's the Russian.
Yeah, that's the Russian dude. Anyway, I think it's anyway. So he comes over and he addresses Congress.
Yeah,
he's here, brings them a flag. Like it's like a sales pitch. It seems like to me. Like we just need more money. We really appreciate you guys. He's fucking buddying up with fucking.
And then says, if you don't help us, then blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Well, maybe you should have been preparing your own country for a while. You know, you guys were such badasses. Mm-hmm. Anyway, February. That's February.
Yep.
March, nothing. Nobody did anything in March.
So we gonna count March as a good month.
March was the best month of 2022 so far.
Yeah.
A new justice of the Supreme Court in April. Jackson Ketanji.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we ain't gonna get on that. Yeah, a lot of people might disagree with my comment on that, but trust me, after taking this B-Law course and having to write one of my final papers,
I would say something about it if you got some opinions.
Well, so like there's an incident that came up. You guys probably heard about it if you haven't. It's a girl in Denver who was apparently LBGT tried to file a lawsuit against her because they said she was trying to discriminate or whatever the case may be, and it happened to another gentleman some years back who was, I think he was a cake designer.
Yeah. I remember
Denver.
the cake guy. I remember the cake guy.
So they
for a
tried
gay
to-
wedding, you wouldn't do the cake or whatever.
He didn't want to do it. Well, the woman basically didn't want to do it based upon, her spiritual beliefs and her First Amendment right.
Sure.
Which, you know me, I'm a non-biased person. I'm like, man, look, do what you want to do. Just don't bother anybody's life.
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be. But they tried to say that she was, on one hand, they were trying to say she was discriminating. And on the other hand, they were trying to say she was like religiously discriminating because she believed in Christianity. So they almost tried to target Christianity in a sense, but not necessarily. But then they tried to come back and say, well, you just don't like us because we're gay and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, it has nothing to do with that. She said, I just want to promote a certain message for my small business, which she rightfully, she has the right to do. It's
Yeah.
First Amendment rights.
Yeah.
Plus, a lot of people don't realize this. Art is protected under the First Amendment right.
Well,
Because art is free speech.
And my understanding was, and you've seen the posts in some of the businesses that
Yeah.
we have a right to refuse anyone for service.
It doesn't matter who it
It
is.
used to be no shirts, no shoes, no
Yeah.
service. What are you discriminating against, shirtless people?
Yeah.
It's just their business. It's the
It's
way
just
they
their
run
business.
it.
Yeah.
It's what they want to do. Let them be.
And she didn't want to basically do this graphic design. I think it was for a web page, if I remember correctly. And I'm just like, this is what people are going all the way out of their way to do for, or to create these big arguments for. And I'm like, I think it always throws me back, man, because I'm just like, you know how I feel about a lot of stuff. Because I'm like, look, dude, I grew up in the South. I grew up around racism.
Yeah.
I grew up around
Real racism.
like real, like, not to drive down this back dirt road racism.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And isn't it sad that we have to say real racism?
Yeah. Versus, and it is sad because like there are a lot of cards that are played nowadays just to stroke people's egos and emotions. You know what I mean?
And I think it's
And not to diminish how people, what people are experiencing. But, and I'm going to say this because this is one of the things that I learned that I love this class the most. I'm going to tell you something, man. When I first started this class, I was like, man, this dude going to make me, I'm going to get kicked out of school.
Which class is this?
Business law.
Okay, business.
This is one of the best professors anybody could ever have.
Yeah.
Because this dude, he will pull whatever the truest potential is in you, he going to find it.
I like it.
And if ain't nothing in you, you'll find out by the end of this class. And I had to, I kid you not, man, this dude brought a version of me out that I complained to you about. And I told myself I was going to bring this up on a podcast. I remember calling you one day. You said, Tim, you're overthinking it. You're overthinking it, Tim. This dude brought out this version of me that I thought I lost 10 years ago and I thought I'd never get back. Bro, when I tell you my work ethic is like,
nice. He inspired you. It's called
my
inspiration, right?
Inspiration. Everything came back. But the first thing he said to us in his class, and I remember going home telling Christina, this dude said, let me tell you something about what the government never tells you and what your teachers don't tell you. He said, all that shit you learn, he said it just like this, all that shit you learn in school, be nice and treat others as you want to be treated, and blah, blah. He said, let's go ahead for this class. We're going to throw that out of the door. That's bullshit. He said, all you have to do is treat people within the guidelines of what the legal system says that will not get you a charge, in trouble, in prison. He said, so being nice is a luxury. You don't owe anybody anything.
I agree,
He
100%.
said, if I'm being nice to you, it's because I want to. I don't have to be nice.
My kindness is earned.
But we're taught, treat people kind, treat people this way. And then that's when all the boots start coming in. You get stepped on, you get this. And then once you actually set that boundary, what do people say? Oh, you're crazy, you're psycho, you're bipolar.
You've changed.
Just mean, you've changed. That's my favorite. You've just changed. No, I ain't changed. I was just trying to be nice.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, what ended up happening was that's how he presented that class, right? So by the time the end of the class came through, and he sent me a very nice email, man. I mean, I'm talking about, man, really inspired me. By the end of the class, you saw who he truly was as a person. And you just know. It's one of them dudes you want to be around for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, so he set a stage of you don't have a choice but to show respect. And then you can earn the kindness and niceness from me.
Yeah.
And I'm
agree.
like, I like
him.
I like this dude right
like
here.
him.
You know what I mean?
I like him.
Yep.
Well, and I think that, a lot of it came from, all of that bullshit came from 2020, right?
Oh,
from
yeah,
COVID
yeah.
and all that.
Yeah,
because when everybody's locked down, they got nothing to do. arguing, having, verbal Donnybrooks
Yep.
online,
Yep.
in person, over the phone, whatever the case may be. They instigated the shit out of that. I mean, it was pin you against this, pin red against blue, pin right against left, pin, vaxxers versus anti-vaxxers and believers, non-believers and all that bullshit. And now things are starting to come out. And there's a lot of things happening that don't make sense.
So they ain't making sense.
Let's take the tragedy of the football player that got hit. And I watched the hit, and I know that they're trying to say it was a heavy shot to the chest and da-da-da-da-da. But if you watch the hit, he was already starting to rotate as the hit was coming, right? So he knows how to take a hit. Obviously, he's a professional, right? So if you look at it, it was more under the chin, off the top. Your heart's down here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
A heavy blow. You know what it takes to crack somebody's sternum and manipulate the heart, the rhythms in the heart and all that. It's pretty. We're talking about a car accident with a steering wheel hitting your chest, and that very rarely stops the heart, right? Rarely stops the heart.
Not to mention, Mike, let's look at Singletary. Let's look at Joe Green. Let's look at Jack Lambert days, right?
Yeah.
This is like football.
Yeah.
I mean, like
when spearing was allowed.
Bro, that's like you could throw your body like a missile across the field and hit somebody, right?
As long as you got him on the ground or knocked that ball out of the hand, it was legal.
It was legal, right?
Yeah.
So you looking at a day like that where they had minimized technology on the pads. And a lot of people don't know this. They actually put scientific technology into creating pads.
Oh, yeah, so helmets and now everything, yeah.
Because I watched the sports science. Ray Lewis ran through a door, favorite football player of all time.
Yeah.
Ran through a door. They said if he were to do that to somebody without pads, he'd probably kill him.
Yeah.
Or get him close to death, right?
I believe it.
Now, you're looking at all this technology meant to protect somebody. To add on to your case, out of all this time, nobody's ever had a heart attack from a hit.
Yeah.
A football hit.
Yeah. It used to be such a rarity that you would see an athlete just fall over dead on the field, right? I mean, and it's happened.
It's happened.
I've seen it.
But there were other factors involved.
But we're not talking about 24-year-old men.
Yeah, not come on, bro.
Who, it's very rare. And it was this lottery of timing that he had an irregular heartbeat. And during that irregular heartbeat, the impact came, and that's what caused it to happen.
Exactly.
Okay, but
Yeah.
did it? Because wouldn't that happen immediately? Right? Would he stand back up 5 seconds later and then fall down? I don't know. I don't know. That sounds to me like an adrenaline, type of situation. Anyway.
Yeah.
Immediately they're coming up with those reasonings, right? They're coming up with this 1 in 1 billion chance that this happened to this guy instead of, it's happening all over the country, all over the world. Young people, athletes, strong, physically fit athletes that are healthy otherwise, that have been vaccinated, are starting to fall over dead.
Did you see the statistic that came out about football players? So it was from I'm pretty sure it was either 67 or 76, somewhere around that time frame, to 2020. Football players who had like died from whatever.
Right.
It was like 11, I want to say 11,000, somewhere around there.
That's
Not 11,000, 1,100. 11,
very small amount.
Yeah, something like that, 11, 1,200.
In that span.
In that big old window.
Right.
From 2021 to 2022, the number was somewhere between 13 and 1,500.
That's insane.
And I'm like, so we're not, so y'all believe that numbers don't lie so much, but you're going to look at this and not critically think to yourself, wait a minute. So we're only about 200 or 300 numbers off in a year, opposed to the 200 or 300 numbers in 30, 40 years.
Right. Yeah. And they're saying, and it does make sense that, technology has helped. Exercise science has helped these men become bigger and stronger and more dangerous and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the technology of the protection equipment has increased as well.
Absolutely.
And your body, the adaptation of your body is insane. If you start treating it harshly, it will adapt and become durable for that harshness.
More
right?
receptive to the harshness. Absolutely.
But when you've got situations where people are falling over all over the place and no one's talking about it.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about it.
Not just football.
It's starting to happen now, right? People are starting to go, oh, wait, this is fucking weird. Canada, I don't know if you heard this statistic. Okay. doctors between the ages of 32 and 52 in Canada who have been vaccinated over the last, I think this is a time period that's probably increased by now, but let's say at the time that I heard it, it was 90 days over the last, 80 days.
Yeah.
Over the last 80 days, 90 doctors who had been vaccinated and had booster shots died under the age of 52. Right? These are medical doctors who,
The people we look to seek help,
Right.
health information from.
right, died of heart attacks. Okay. Everything is the heart related, right? When COVID came out and the vaccinations, they started rolling them out, they're telling you it's safe. You can't tell me it's safe. We don't know it's safe. If you haven't been putting this in people for the last 50 years already, how can you tell me that it's safe? First, you told me it wasn't going to fucking let me get COVID. People got it. Then you said, but it's okay. You can't spread it. People spreading it. It's okay. We're going to kill the variant. More variants are introduced, and if you talk to virologists or biologists, man, that's how it happens. Okay, it's not if you're introducing in the middle of a pandemic a vaccine, then you're basically introducing it on how to create another variant to get around this.
Exactly.
It just doesn't fucking work like that. And we can get into that. And that was something I heard on, anyway.
Bro, that whole situation, I've literally had people. One of my close friends, actually, we started doing massage together. This was probably back in 2009.
And you got the vaccine. You had to.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you did?
I never got it. No,
I thought you told me you did.
No, I never got it.
Who was that told me they got it?
I didn't get it. I'm not going to get it. I won't get it. I don't care what the circumstances is. I'm going to tell you
For some
something,
reason,
bro.
I thought you got it.
No,
Okay.
I got the monoclonal antibodies. I had to get that. That was the only thing that basically saved my life at the end of 2021.
Okay.
Remember, I was basically found
Yeah.
suffocating.
Yeah.
But had a friend tell me she got the vaccine. Then she got COVID.
Yep.
Right after. She was like a couple of days after she got COVID. Got the booster. Got COVID again. She said, I'm not getting another booster, Tim. She hasn't been sick since.
Yeah.
After getting over that second. Like most of the people that I've talked to who even get on my massage table, they say, to be honest with you, I've never had COVID until like I decided I wanted to go try and get the vaccine to just move along with society and, make other people feel safe. And I'm like, well, here's the deal. There's a lot of other ways about going around how to, about how to make other people feel safe. I'm not going to compromise myself to make you feel safe, though. That's insane to me.
Right.
That just goes right back to that 2020 thing in general. Like this whole division of families and people. Me and you can't be cool no more because you voted for Trump and I voted for Biden. That's to me, I'm going to tell you something, man. That is the biggest motherfucker on the planet.
Yeah.
That you could let somebody you've never even met, you never even shake their hand before.
Yeah.
Pull you away from somebody who's your flesh and blood.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. And that's when you remember I got to that point, bro, I started getting a little dark and down, bro. I was like, I'm staying at home, bro. 2021, I was like that most of the year. I was like, bro, I don't want to be around people.
Yeah.
I'm like, Mike, you my boy, I'll come around you. Handful of people. I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. I went down that rabbit hole too. I got dark. I got
dark,
freaking,
man. Yeah.
There was people in my life that have been in my life for my entire life that were friends of my mother or whatever, that because of political division or whatever, they unfriend you and da-da-da-da. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. We don't have to do this.
Yeah.
Just because I believe something differently than you and you're willing to just pass on that. That's
Exactly.
and I never turned anybody away.
Yeah.
If somebody was like, no, I'm 100% about the vaccine, I'd like, let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
Tell me where you're getting your information from, and let's talk about my side versus your side, and let's come to an agreement, or just walk away and say, hey, we believe differently and we're good.
And we've talked about that on here.
Yeah.
How many times have me and you, like, just like in the garage, we've had many I'm so non-biased. The guy even told me, he said, man, you should probably go be a lawyer. I was like, yeah, I don't want to argue with people though. That ain't for me. I'm just going to give you the facts and walk away.
Yeah.
You can do with this information you want. I don't want to. I'm just not that person.
See, I like to.
Like, you know what I mean?
I don't mind it until it gets to a certain point. Once you start making it personal, then we got issues.
That's when so like, that's the thing. So I guess you're right. I could debate with anybody, but when I realize that you've crossed that threshold of it becoming too personal, you're making this about you versus what it really is.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, nah, I'm good.
And it's pretty common knowledge that obviously that the system has put that in, and with like Twitter and all that stuff. Elon Musk finding out that they were actually did get involved in the elections and all of this other stuff, and he had to shit can a whole bunch of people, and then it became a big deal. Now everybody wants Elon not running the company anymore. But the truth of the matter is, you can't deny that there was serious manipulation going on. You know what I mean? And with the facts coming out about, there was this one dude. I'm not even going to get into it big time, but there was a guy that's local here that got on there, and he turned everything personal with me, and then started getting real personal, right? And so, like an idiot, he's on there with his name and everything, texting and or messaging and all that stuff. Well, dude, this is the age of technology. I literally Googled your name in Colorado Springs, and I found his business on Tejon Street. And so when he's coming back and forth with me on this, I said, listen, do you want to just keep doing this online, or should I come down to your shop on Tejon Street and we can do it in person? Because you're getting pretty personal about it. Yeah. All of a sudden, shit goes, everything's deleted. He's shut down, all of that stuff. But we let it, I shouldn't say we. I didn't. And there's a lot of, maybe that 20% of critical thinkers did not, because they're obviously going to look for information, right? You're not just going to tell me that this is what I've got to do in my life. Put on a mask, stay home, not go anywhere, not see my family, not go to my family's funerals or see them in the hospital or do any of that shit. You're not going to tell me that without me questioning the information.
Exactly.
Right? But majority, I would say, probably of the people did. Yeah. Right. And then we become the evil guys. Anyway, God, we could go a whole freaking podcast.
I'm glad you stopped, because I started thinking to myself, just like we were talking about, that adaptation principle, right?
Yes.
You wild enough to think that I came from a fish or a monkey, but you don't think I'm strong enough to adapt to a virus. That's cool. We good. All right. I got you. It's cool.
And that's another great example of indifference because you're very religious. Well, right. Well, not religious. You're faithful.
I'm a faithful spiritual person.
Right.
Yeah, man.
But and you believe in God, and you try to follow the way of what you're
just good human spirituality.
Right. Man. Yeah. But I'm not religious at all, and I don't have faith, and I don't believe. I believe there's an energy that we all have, and that we all create, and that we can actually surround ourselves with. But we have a different belief in that. Yeah. But you're not like shunning me.
I don't ever come over here and be like, hey, you need to read this scripture. You better.
God bless you, Mike.
Boys. Every day, love you, bro. It's that simple. And you know what I mean?
Yeah. And for people who can't do that and who can't separate it, especially by the vote, like on who you voted for, the witch hunt on Donald Trump was stupid ridiculous.
That's what it became.
Stupid ridiculous.
And us who were non-vaxxers.
Yeah, and it's still happening. It's still happening. But more and more information is coming out and coming to light.
That label, non-vax. It hit me. I'm like, wait a minute.
Pure bloods.
Yeah.
That's what we are. Pure bloods. But that's not true, because we did when we were kids. We got some vaccines. Measles, mumps, whatever.
The necessity.
You stab yourself with a nail. You go and get a tetanus shot.
Get a tetanus shot.
But there is something different about the government telling me I have to, or I need to,
or offering me a scholarship or a degree
for free. Oh yeah, or paying you to do it.
That didn't strike anybody odd. I'll pay pay for your 4-year college if you go get this shot.
Come on, man.
What?
Yeah.
Why couldn't we get this prior to that?
We need more participants in our study. In 2029, we're going to find out exactly what this fucking thing did.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah. All right. On to more negative in June. So this was crazy, though, the Roe versus Wade turnover.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
that's insane.
That I see. It's another one of those things, man.
That's where the slippery slope starts coming in again, right? Because now you've got people that have already told you what to do with your body. They're now telling you, well, now we can tell you more shit you can and can't do with your body, right?
I mean, it was a test run.
Yeah,
we encourage you, or you gonna have to take this vaccine, or you can't live. Now we're saying you can or cannot have a baby, and if you are, it basically is a criminal offense if you help somebody have an abortion who don't want a child anymore.
Yeah.
If they leave state lines, go somewhere else, get caught, whoever drove you in trouble.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know they went that far.
Oh, yeah, no, it went far.
I knew that you could. I thought you could go to a state that was okay to do that, but that's against the law, huh?
Apparently, certain places, some places don't care. Like I think it was Tennessee was one of them. Tennessee, Mississippi, somewhere down there. They said they didn't care if other people came.
Yeah,
but apparently, this at least was my understanding. If it got back to the state that you left from, you could possibly still be held liable to some degree.
I wonder what could you do? What could you absolutely do to someone in order to prove that they did this.
Yeah, that's that. You know what I mean?
Because now you're diving into medical records, which are confidential, unless you got
they were supposed to be,
Yeah.
because according to HIPAA, you're not supposed to be opening your mouth, but people did not mind at all.
Yeah.
Which was so odd to me, and I told people, don't ask me that. Don't ask me about if I got vaccinated or not.
Yeah, it's none of your fucking
Like
business.
vaccinated or not. Yeah, it ain't none of your business. Whatever
If
I
you're
did,
worried,
I did. Yeah.
take care of you.
Yeah. If you're that concerned about whether or not I got vaccinated, just don't come around me. It don't matter.
And that's the biggest thing is that there's a lot of people sticking their nose into other people's shit that it doesn't have anything to do with you.
Yeah.
And this isn't your baby that she, for some reason, whether or not she wants to create a lifestyle for herself to have kids in the future to where she's, this could be a college girl, could be a high school
Yeah,
girl,
no
could be
matter-
an incest victim,
You don't know
a
what
rape
happened.
victim.
Exactly.
You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't know shit. Right? Maybe this child, maybe this person isn't ready to do that.
Exactly.
And now you've got more kids that are in the system, right? Being dependents of the government and blah, 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 blah. There's a million reasons why someone may want to do that.
Yeah.
And whether you agree with it or not, I personally would not do it if it was me. If I was a person who ended up having unprotected sex and got pregnant, I wouldn't do it. It's just,
Yeah.
it's not. It's my belief, but I also don't think that I have the right to tell anybody what the hell to do with their body.
Exactly.
None.
Yeah. Nope.
None.
Nope.
I didn't even tell people don't get the vaccine. Oh my God. Well, that's not true. I told my mom not to do it. She did it anyway. But mom don't listen to me, just like I didn't listen to her.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
but yeah. So it's just it has nothing to do with you. And why are we interjecting ourselves into other people's lives?
Yeah.
And why are you forcing your lifestyle on me?
I got a new thing that I told myself I start trying to do. When people start trying to enforce these things upon me, I don't even want your bank account anymore. Just give me a social security number. That's all I want. Just give me a social security number. I'll call it square. I'll tell you anything you want to know. I'll give you any information you want to know except my social, my information. But I need your social security number.
But we give it out.
Yeah.
We give
You know
it
what I
out.
mean? Yeah.
It's all over the place.
I'm like, let me get that.
What can you do with it?
Yeah. Oh, a lot.
What?
Oh, I can sign up for a lot of stuff with your social security number.
Really?
You could do a lot with a social security number.
Like what?
Remember that straw man concept I brought up a little while ago?
Yeah.
We were on here.
Yeah.
That ties into all of that.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll have to
A lot of
talk.
people- See, I'm gonna tell you something. Because so we ain't gonna get into this today. Me and my brother just got done talking about this, right? A lot of people don't understand something. United States is not a real place. It's an organization.
Yeah, no, we start getting into all that.
See,
shit.
that's why I said we ain't gonna get into it. Because
then-
even outside of the United States, that's one organization. The United States of America is a whole nother organization.
Yeah.
Then there's
Colorado.
spiritual.
That's a whole nother organization.
Colorado's inside of that, right? So then you got spiritual law, and then you got common law, which is still outside of the United States of America. You still got 3 whole organizations.
Yeah.
Yeah. They be law class, man. I'm trying to tell you. But yeah, y'all better go take a law class.
So what'd you learn
Basic
about
law-
taxes?
Man,
Anything?
look.
We'll talk about that sometime.
That's a whole nother podcast. That's a whole nother podcast.
Because I started following this guy who has videos and classes and all that stuff, and he's like, "Listen, I'm not going to bullshit you." He goes, "You're paying taxes. You're insane."
Bro, because people don't realize. Okay, so we don't get into this, and so I don't get too excited.
we won't.
I always try to present it to people this way. Yes, I'm small business, so situation gets different.
Yeah.
And then once you learn about, angel investors, venture capitalists, all this other stuff, how much money to and not to make, a lot of people don't realize that. And this came out recently. You know how people always say, well, let's tax the elite and tax the upper class more and more and more. Well, here's the problem. And a lot of people, you can argue me if you want to, but make sure you go do some homework before you argue with me on this. I'm going to tell you now, because I'm going to rip you apart. And I'm going to gladly rip you apart just to make sure that I'm educating you the right way. Half those people don't even pay for the stuff that they have.
I know.
It's not even in their name. Jets, not in their name. Cars, not in their name. Houses, not in their name. And then a lot of people say, well, why don't, the elite's children not have to pay, property taxes on what their parents had? Well, because it's not in their parents' name. That's how they get around it.
Yeah.
Life insurance policies, all this other stuff, that stuff is put in place so they never have to spend a single penny on it.
And there's loopholes
There's
everywhere.
loopholes for everything.
And people get like Trump when they were like, yeah, Donald Trump made some and paid 0 taxes and this amount. What's wrong with that? Like, he found a way to avoid doing it. He had someone show him loopholes, and he took advantage of the system, which has been taking advantage of all of us the entire life.
And so just like Jeff Bezos, when he made that $11 billion that one year,
Yeah.
and he only paid 1 penny in taxes.
One
a lot
penny.
of people say, well, that's not fair. And I'm like, well, here's the deal. if he has all of this stuff in his business name, just like United States is a business, just like United States of America is a corporation, you don't have to pay. And if you go after these people, guess what? The reason you're not going to get anything is because it's not in their name. It's not theirs. It's put there to look like it is, but you can't get what's not theirs. So you're going to be sitting there looking goofy, chasing something that you basically like a dog chases tail.
They're just mad that they don't have the intelligence to find the loopholes or the time, take the time to do that. If I got that much money, you're damn right I'm going to find some time.
Absolutely. If I work for it, absolutely. And you know how I feel about that, man. People are like, oh, we should stop going after them. How about you make your own way? Because I promise you the information is there. Why do you think they put it in books, but then they put entertainment right in your face every day? Because the brain wants entertainment. It's a dopamine.
Instant gratification. It's much easier to just watch something than to read something. Easy, man. That's why I don't read.
And then when they look, I know. Bro, I got to send you this one thing I got, bro. I'm telling you, I love.
If it's something for me to read, I can't do it.
No, it's a video. It's a video. The guy basically breaks down everything, man. I mean, like he just like, this is this, and I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to sit there, like.
And it's funny because none of that stuff is ever like brought out, publicly or anything like that.
And if it is, it's like it kind of looked like one of those 1990 DVDs where it's like not interesting. And you just kind of gotta,
It's the funny part, and basically what it comes down to is just everybody's trying to get in everybody's business.
That's really what nobody's happy, man. That's what it is. That people are not happy enough to focus on their own shit. And I'm just like,
and I can tell you part of why that is. And you look around, you see it all day, every day. We were at the hot springs over this last week, Jessica and I, right? We went up on Wednesday morning and didn't come back till Friday night. But we were up in the big pool and just enjoying ourselves. And you got all these older people that are our age or, around our age. And they're with their loved ones and they're sitting there and they're just looking at the stars. Jessica and I stared up at the sky, going, look at that one move. Look, what? Just being amazed because you're up in the hills. It's not a big city. You don't have the light pollution, so you can see the sky beautifully, right? And we're enjoying ourselves, talking to each other, having a good time. And you look across the way, and there's kids that. And they're young. They're got to be over 16 because they're in the adult section. So, but more than likely late high school years, right? And it's just these two girls that are sitting there trying to figure out which pose looks best. So this one goes, okay, now look like you're just enjoying the heat, right? So she's taking a picture of her like this.
Look like.
Right. And for that brief second that there was a photo taken, you actually enjoyed the heat, or were you actually thinking about what you looked like on your TikTok or Instagram? And there's two girls running around in there filming each other, making a video in there. It's like, why can't you just enjoy the goddamn moment, right? But that's part of the reason why people are so depressed,
bro.
And because the information that you're feeding your brain, is what someone else wants you to fucking feed your brain,
bro. I swear to you, bro. I just posted, and I'm big shout out, man. I just posted this the other day, man.
And is it hypocritical that we're posting and we're talking about how bitching?
And I'll show you. I'm like polar opposite, bro. I'm so reversed, and I keep trying to convince myself to get with it. So I posted this video. Went to Lulu, picked up some Jay Green shorts to match that jacket, bro. I mean,
I think I saw you. Bro, did you take a? Did you do a?
I did this funny little quirky video.
I saw it.
And I was like, and I even told Christine. I said, for the people who really know me, they know how much of the true me I'm hiding in this video.
Totally, 100%.
I don't show my true self because I don't want people to have to go through a video to get to know me, because those same people will watch but they'll never say, hey man, how you doing, you look like a fun person. You know what I mean? Or they come with bad intentions. And I'm not saying I'm looking at the world that way. It's just from history, experience, whatever. But in the video, I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna show a little bit of myself. Walk in, do my thing. I was just like, I'm like wearing this, and I'm like, man, I feel so good in these clothes. I'm like, I know I look good. And I bounce off the, you know what I mean? I'm like, that's a part of the real me, opposed to I'm miserable as hell, but
putting it on.
I'm about to put this post on. Hey y'all, how y'all doing, man? You know what I mean?
And
thinking to myself, man, I hate making this video. So I'll admit to my, my hypocritical
behavior on
that. But I know I'm total opposite, man. Like I'd rather enjoy a person and show that side of me, opposed to, why do I have to put this version of me on the internet? I use it for business. You know what I mean? I'm like,
it was a fantastic 4 days for me or 3 days, whatever it was, because I didn't give two shits about my phone. I really did.
Period.
You know, before we went to bed, I'd look at the security cameras on the house and check in on Hank and Lucian and all that stuff. But Lucian stayed here by himself, handled business, dude, fed himself, took care of the dog, the cat, put out the trash. We didn't even ask him to do that. He knew it was trash day, put it out. I mean, this is a 16-year-old boy taking care of business, getting his ass up, going to school, driving to school
just a
on
good
his own.
kid, man.
Yeah, he's just doing his own. But, you know, that was the extent of my time on the phone during that period, because my whole point was to go up there and enjoy my time with my lady and enjoy some good soaks and relax and have a good time, you know?
Yeah, bro.
So, but anyway, all right.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
June, July.
Oh, Japanese prime minister was assassinated.
Oh.
Right. So remember the parliamentary elections that happened like 2 days before the parliamentary elections.
Yep.
Some strange shit.
Yep.
Anyway, but that's July with not a whole lot going on other than Tynan Michael Swade. That's my son. It's his birthday in July, so we got to give that up for him. But August, FBI conducted a search of Mar-a-Lago. Right. They got the warrants and went in on Trump.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep. Man,
it just seemed like it was just like a month or two ago.
That's because that's because they talk about it daily and they will.
They never let it die.
Even the results of the investigation.
Yeah.
We already know what they are. They didn't find shit. Right. It was all dismissed. All of the charges that were put on him were dismissed. Did you hear about it on the news? See it on the internet?
No, actually, no.
Nothing.
No, nothing.
Nothing.
No, you have to
go look for
my
it.
news is me looking for it, so I have to be careful about that question.
Yeah, you have to go looking for it.
Yeah, I got to look for it.
But so the classification of the documents and all the people are making fun and all that bullshit. But all of your little witch hunt bullshit never produced anything. So they're just trying to put negative for 2024.
That's all.
He's going to run again.
Yep.
Maybe at this point he won't, because it's starting to look.
Well, he actually said he probably won't because of how
good,
how much he knows and how twisted everything is.
I think
he's
that's
like,
better.
I don't think he want to be in it. He'd rather
better.
just work from the outside.
Can you imagine what the fuck they do to him this time around,
bro? Yeah,
you can't just.
You know what?
With all the talk about just,
he might not walk out of there this time, bro.
No, he get assassinated.
Yeah, I don't think they'll let him walk out this time.
No, Clinton. He get Clintoned.
Oh, he'll for sure.
Right?
Yeah, suicide in the back of the head.
Right,
yeah.
Twice.
Yeah.
I shot myself in the back of the head twice.
Because yeah.
So
you know,
so that was huge. Anyway, Queen Elizabeth. When did that happen?
Oh,
yeah,
man.
September.
September, October. Yeah.
Yeah. So lost the monarchy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then now Charles. Is king.
Yeah.
Which he's a very, you know what?
Yeah,
man?
I hear people are throwing stuff at him everywhere he goes, man.
Dude, it kind of came out once his mom died.
Yeah.
Who he really was.
Yeah.
I thought he was this studious.
No, she
royalty.
was holding him at bay, man. She had him at bay.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. Because he's just like
a lot of, and I wouldn't disrespect her, man. You know, God rest her soul, and you know how I am when it comes to people. I could say a lot of bad stuff and be like, man, F this, that, and the third.
About the Queen?
Yeah, man. There was apparently a lot of hidden wars under her name, man.
Well, yeah, you got to expect that, though, right?
Yeah.
She is the government.
Well, and what actually happened to Princess Diana came out too.
Man,
like that was not apparently not an accident.
No.
Yeah,
they thought that right away, though.
Yeah, yeah. But then it officially came out because she wouldn't step with the right beat. Yeah.
Which is why the Queen wanted her gone. Yeah. Of course.
So I was like, all right.
Yeah, when you watch documentaries about that shit, and you see what all she went through and all that stuff, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
The kids are speaking up now about what happened with their
really
mom
happened.
and how their family really is.
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
I'm like, man, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Which some of it's none of our fucking business.
It's really not.
You know what I mean?
To be real.
Like
that's why when I heard it, I was just like,
yeah,
okay.
I'd rather have that false belief that this monarchy that being royalty is cool.
Yeah, I know, man. I'm like, yeah, let me wear these.
Yeah, but apparently, like it's so micromanaged. Your entire life is micromanaged, and you have to be a representative of this. No, man, I can't do that. That's just too. Yeah, it's crazy. I'd rather believe that it was all just kissing frogs and princesses and shit.
Seeing that video, bro.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people in this country raised that way. They're selected at very young ages, and they have to learn a bunch of buzzwords and how to select certain groups and how they want to interact with the American people.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. There's a whole nother world inside of everything.
Yeah. In Colorado Springs, there's a whole nother world. It's a business here that brings that whole other world, and people have no clue, bro. Like it's a place I worked at, and like when I tell you the money is so deep, their reality is not even the same as ours.
I believe it.
Like it's just, I'm like, all right.
And that's why I think it boggles my mind, and it always has been a question to me about how the cost of living can vary across the country. You know what I mean? Like, why is it that certain states are like Colorado and California expensive as hell?
Bro.
It is high cost of living out here.
I guarantee you what you pay for this house, you can go to Mississippi and buy two.
Oh, trust me, I'm
Florida,
going to.
Georgia.
I'm selling this bitch next year and doing it.
Bro, I'm just
I know.
easy.
I know. I'm out.
I'm like, what the
As soon as Lucian graduates high school, we're out. We're gone.
I remember we talked about that.
I gotta get the hell out of here, man. It's too crazy. Yeah. It's way too just controversial here.
Yeah,
and nobody gives a shit.
Nobody cares.
Nobody fights for.
It just keeps moving.
Nobody fights for their their way of life, their well being, or anything like that. They just accept it. They just take it in the ass and go, okay, I guess that's the way it's going to be now.
Yeah, let's just
craziness.
And I'm like, no
individualism. No free thinking.
No. Yeah, that was left back, I don't know what year, 20 something.
Yeah. You think you're living in a free country. Shut up.
Yep.
October is when Elon Musk took over Twitter.
Oh yeah, that was a whole situation.
Right?
Yeah, he pissed the whole world off. Well, some people were happy, and then a lot of people got pissed off, and then a lot of people realized, even the pissed off people, they were like, you know what, I'm pretty happy about this.
I was happy about it because his whole initial intent was to allow it to be a platform for free speech.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So he took all the people that were canceled off of it,
yep,
brought them back in, said, you have availability here to come back. Sorry, I got the hiccups. And
I think he did a subscription too, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I was like, oh, do you think, Elon?
Yeah.
I was like, whatever.
And
I don't mess with Twitter.
Dude, you got fucking money.
Yeah.
Do whatever the hell you want. And who cares what anybody thinks?
Yeah.
And when people try to cancel people like Elon and all that stuff, it cracks me up because he's like, oh, whatever. Okay.
You gonna cancel the Tesla too?
Maybe I won't sleep. Yeah, people driving Teslas off of fucking cliffs and shit like that. Because of Elon, dude.
No, bro. Call
crazy.
themselves mad.
I know.
Set one on fire. I saw somebody set one on fire. Well, I'm going to show you. And I'm like, wait.
Elon already got paid.
He got his money from you. You mad at him. You went and spent all this money just to set this product on fire. You do realize he has no true attachment to that product, right? Like that's
right. Or has sold all of his interest in that product, and you just know him as the CEO or whatever, and nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
That's why whenever
people are too disconnected, man.
Whenever people would be like, oh, stop buying Nike because children and sweatshops and da-da-da-da-da. It's like, well, you're going to throw out all your Nike shit and burn it that you already paid for?
That you already paid for.
That they already got money from? You're a smart one.
just don't buy further from that date. That's how you, I would think how you conduct that. You know what I mean? Like, because by you not wearing it and by you cutting it up, it's not helping those children.
Right.
Like, it's not.
And then the corporations and the companies that were, had Twitter accounts or had advertising on Twitter, and they pulled their ads and all that stuff. Okay, well, you're pulling your own advertisement.
Yep.
You see what you're doing, right?
You're losing. Because he's going to still make money with these subscriptions.
Cut off the nose, spite the face thing, Everybody knows it.
Yeah. Humanity, man.
So then the big story in November was obviously the midterms. That was when everybody was like the big red wave coming and all that shit, and it just petered out. Nothing happened at all.
Feeling blue.
I think we did take over the House, right? The Republicans got control of the House, but not nearly what they had been projecting and hoping for.
And this is a whole nother podcast. I promise you. I will not get into this, man. I promise you I won't, bro. Because it's so hard not to. I'm going to show some self-control. People do not realize from day one, and you know me, I'm independent. I don't stand on either side.
Yeah.
I'm truly for the American people. But there is a particular party that people don't like because they think it's against the people when they don't realize it's just making people work harder to have what they want. But there is another party who is a true enabling party that the more you give to them, the more they give you the perception that they're giving back. And all they're doing is finding other ways to overlay that with, I'm going to take this, and this.
Only if it benefits me.
Not the American
Presently
people.
or in the future.
Or in the future, period.
Yeah.
Only beneficial to the government, which people don't understand this concept. Elected officials are not meant to govern.
Right.
They're meant to serve.
And represent.
Somewhere down the road. And represent.
Yeah.
That's representative of.
Exactly.
CO.
Definition. By definition.
By definition.
You're not doing your shit.
But y'all want to give it away and then complain.
Uh-huh.
But then you get mad about them taxes you got to pay. And why eggs is $8 a carton right now.
God, and that's so
For
crazy.
12 eggs.
Come on, man.
Yeah, and then I guarantee you, if you go to a farmer, he gonna jack that price up if you want to buy chicken now. I can guarantee you. Of
course.
You're trying to buy the golden goose now.
Well, it's been happening anyway, right? The meat, everything. It's so crazy to me how it's individual items at a time, right?
Food, health.
It makes about as much sense to me as the toilet paper fucking shortage. What in the hell are you talking about? There's a toilet paper shortage. Why is everybody loading up on ass wipe? What the fuck is that going to do for you in the future? I'll
hate
go
to
squat.
tell y'all, but this is a fucking piece of toilet paper right here.
Yeah. I'll go stand
People
over.
bro.
I'll go squat over a river and swish and swipe if I need to. I don't need
Bro, people don't get it.
You don't have a shower. Get your butt in the shower and it takes 2 seconds to wipe it. Yeah, that's all you got to do. But no, your ass is in a line outside of a store waiting on your allotment of ass wipe.
and I'm gonna tell you something. I'm warning y'all today. You don't have to listen to me. You do not. This is part of my spirituality kicking in. You don't have to listen to me on this.
But hear me.
But you might want to hear me. The next wave is on the way. And if you don't, because I pick up on habits.
Oh, it's,
people don't believe me when I say that. I pick up on habits. If I go to the store and just 2 months ago I was able to buy as much water as I want to, and now I go get some water for my CPAP machine, and I'm only allowed 2 jugs. What's on the way?
Is that right?
What's on the way?
Why are they doing that?
Why can't, straight up told me you can come back tomorrow and buy 2 more, but you just can only get 2 today.
Oh, and then the charging for the bags now?
Charging for the bags. Okay.
Doing all kinds of craziness?
Don't lie to me like it's for saving the environment, because we've been complaining about saving the ocean for God knows how long. Nobody gave a damn.
Yeah, and if you really wanted to do that, you could just eliminate the plastic.
Eliminate plastic then.
Yeah.
We've been using cloth bags for how many years, bro?
1970, the year I was born.
Come on, bro.
Right?
Cloth bags. Now all of a sudden, plastic is an issue. Okay. All right. Now here it is again. You can only buy a certain amount of tissue again.
See,
people don't pick up on these habits though, and I'm like,
but here's what it is: it's about creating panic, because they're going to introduce something to you,
they're going to introduce
and distract you from something else.
While the panic is happening in the background, and they're making all these new laws.
Yeah.
So just like one of the bills, I won't get into it. It was all right. Let me put it this way: truth came out. If you know the resources to research that, you remember that Obamacare bill?
Yeah,
that 4,000 page bill.
Yeah. No one read that.
No
one read it.
Not one representative. They openly admitted it.
Well, because
not one of them read that bill.
Because that's why they made it so huge, was because they have to fill it with pork, right? They gotta line it with all the shit they want.
So you don't read it.
You're like, I don't know.
I'm not gonna read all this.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Whatever you say it says, I believe. Yeah. Here's what I'll vote.
Now let's fast forward to 2023. How many bills have been introduced since then that you know for a fact these people haven't read? And the only one that was recently read.
You mean 2022 or?
No. So I'm talking about like in between then and this year, right?
Okay.
One of the bills that came out, House and Senate actually read this bill, and they were like, you know what, we're not about to let y'all do this, because what y'all trying to do to the American people. It was a 4,000 page bill. It was last year, actually.
Yeah.
It was a big one.
Now I know what you're talking about.
They said, we're not going to let y'all do this because this is actually not conducive at all, and you're not protecting the American people at all. So we're going to kick this thing back. 4,000 pages.
Yeah.
Now people are like, wait a minute. So how much of what all this crap has been slipping through the cracks? But people always wake up and say, well, when did this bill start? When did we start doing? When was this a law? You were on your phone.
Exactly. You were fucking tweeting about how you didn't want Elon to be the CEO of Twitter, and we slipped it in your butt.
Just like that. Oops.
Sorry if that's but that's exactly what they're doing. I know that's harsh and may not be appropriate. Sorry, Mom.
I know.
But it's true. It's what happens.
What we got? November November.
Oh, are we already in, or that was November, right?
Was that November?
The red wave. The red wave in November.
Okay. All right. What's
December, we've got a couple of things, right? So, hi, puppy.
Yep.
So you got your mass shootings, right, that have been
Yep.
brought up.
Yeah.
And it's always, and I'm sorry if you disagree, but whatever the fuck, I'm paying attention and I see it. Whenever there's a Democrat in office, gun control becomes a huge issue, right? And that's when they start publicizing all of this stuff and start calling now anything over killing 3 people is a mass shooting, right? But if the guy that was running around in Nevada, I think it was Nevada or Arizona, stabbing motherfuckers on the sidewalks, bow, bow, just hitting people up.
Yeah, that happened in Canada too, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So multiple people, like hit like 6, 7 or more people.
It was not publicized at all.
Not publicized at all.
And then if you go to CDC and you look at the gun violence rating, when it's not trying to be skewed, it's still lower than car accidents. It's still lower than stabbings, because stabbing murders or just weird object murders are still higher than gun murders.
You know how many people kill motherfuckers by hand?
A lot.
Like,
bro, nobody talks
without a weapon.
Without a weapon. Nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
Like an accidental, let me
There's no
check
agenda.
you. Like somebody could literally hit somebody in the chin. They could crack their head on the curb and die.
Happens
Don't talk about it.
all the time.
Don't talk about it.
Strangulation.
Oh, that's
Somebody pissed off, grab somebody up by the throat, put it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
throw their head into something.
And this is not to demean anybody who's was a victim, who was in any type of shooting, anything or whatever is even relative to that. The truth of the matter is, bro, you and I both know, and there's a lot of people out there that know, this agenda is so big, bro. They literally, I just saw it, I think it was yesterday. Illinois, did you see the ban? Illinois just put a ban on AR-15s. And whoever is able to keep them, you cannot have them.
By the fucking way,
listen to this.
AR does not stand for assault rifle.
It's Army Light.
It's an Armalite rifle, you dipshits. Quit listening to the news telling you that AR is an assault rifle style. Man,
there's battle rifles. There are all types of rifles. And then they
an AR shoots a 22 caliber projectile.
Bro.
Okay, which is one of the smallest projectiles.
Little squirrel shooter.
God.
Yep.
But the assassins use it because it don't go in and out. It bounces around in there.
And it hits and stops something.
It hits and goes in. Bing,
Yeah,
bing, bing,
man.
bing.
And they 12 round mag capacity.
Did you see the?
That's the largest they can get.
Did you see? Yeah, but come on. Really? Go to the gun range and reload every 10 shots. See how long you stay.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Did you see the wild pig hunt where the 2 guys, they had ARs and they were hunting wild boar?
I did. And they
were like, this is why you want a 30 fucking round mag.
And they put Joe Biden's face next to it. Why do you need blah blah blah?
You don't need a high capacity.
Bro, it was like a whole.
There was like 12 freaking mean ass boars coming at these boys.
I'm not speaking from personal experience. I have been bitten by a couple of animals, but I can only imagine, bro. You would not want to be bitten.
You don't want to get tusked by one of them bitches.
You don't.
No.
They gonna bite you and they gonna rip you apart, bro.
Yeah, and that's what you die from. You die from the bleeding from them ripping you up with the tusks and shit.
As a kid, I was nipped by a pig because my granddad used to have pigs. Last year, I got bit by a dog.
Different than a boar.
Way different than a boar.
Way different than a boar.
Way different than a boar. Because you getting bit
when they
and
root
ripped.
on you a little bit. That's I mean, it's Hank does that. My pit bull does that. He comes over and tries to chew on my loose ass skin
like a lock-in. though. Yeah, I know.
Couldn't do that when I was in my 20s.
Bro.
It sounded like a damn gunfight.
Yeah,
they were having to shoot so many shots.
He had his camera out. They were just flooding from like tree lines, bro. Just like
scary, and coming quick,
bro. It looked like a military it was literally like pouring in,
like a zombie apocalypse of pigs.
Like, nah, we good, bro. I'd have been.
Yeah,
they'd had to have it.
Yeah.
Whoever needs that when they're hunting, you better sit there, bro.
Yeah, try to shoot a bear with a low caliber. Try to shoot a big cat with a low caliber.
Go ahead.
You're gonna have to unload that whole magazine on that son of a bitch,
and probably another one if you can get your hand on it.
Right? Yeah, if you can plink and get one in quick as shit.
If you can, bro. Yeah.
Chances are no.
Nope.
Okay, here's gonna be another controversial one.
Okay,
ready?
What we got? Yeah.
WNBA star.
Pass.
who is vitally important to the United States and our way of living, was rescued and traded for just somebody who just, was one of the biggest arms dealers in the world. No big deal.
Hey, you know
no big
what?
deal.
And see, that's
no big deal.
I really, bro, like I talked to Christina about it, and I told her, I said, the reason I didn't say anything about that, biased or not, like let's just look at facts here. Let's just look at facts. The fact is, I'm pretty sure there are still even certain counties people don't know how to fight for their rights and laws that, you still can't have marijuana. Even though it's allowed everywhere. It really is allowed everywhere. But people don't know how to fight for their rights. So a certain county or wherever might scare them into say, we don't want weed in our county or whatever. Accountability is where I'm going with this. If you go to another continent
that you've been to previously, multiple times,
another country,
you're aware of the law. You're aware of what they require.
So,
which you would think, if someone who is so passionate about her beliefs, right, that she is willing to shun the national anthem, not come out on, and I could give a shit if has anything to do with her being rescued or anything like that, because there are some people like, well, she disrespected the United States, fuck her. And I kind of agree. But at the same point, she's passionate about her LGBTQ community, whatever, right? And Russia, it's illegal. Yeah. It's illegal to be homosexual in Russia. They will fucking lock you up,
bro,
if you're a homosexual. So why, if you're willing in your own country to sit out, stay in the locker room, not recognize the American flag and the national anthem, why are you going to another country to entertain their people and take their money when they're completely against your way of life 100%?
Period.
Why would you even go there?
And like, I'll give you an example. So, I carry everywhere, bro. I carry everywhere. Before I go to any other state. And the reason I'm saying is, I don't care. I know I'm in the U.S.
Yeah.
But all states
have different laws.
They got different laws. Concealed carry is not across the board. Carry? It's not across the board. No. Some places I could do certain
open carry. Colorado, you can open carry.
You open carry.
How many people do it?
Not very many. Because guess what they figured out? That's you warranting you want trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, so if I have enough sense to do that, right? I know you knew before going to another country. And this is my big issue. And I don't care who get mad at me, because I talk about this all the time. And, my mom always say, be careful, because, one day God will put you in a place and you don't want something to come back and bite you in the butt. I don't think this one would bite me in the butt, because I say it now and I'll say it 20 years from now. I don't care where I am, bro. If for all the people who are so upset about so many things, who's never been attached to a military family, you don't have a military friend, you don't have anything involved in military, which these men are told, and we are convinced that we're fighting for the rights of this country, even though we know what's really up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You can pay millions to somebody to run up and down the field, run up and down the court. I'm not hating on that. That's not what I'm doing. If that's what the money is, guess what? I commend you. Keep going for it, because I would too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If I had that talent, I'd make the money.
Talent, go for it, bro. I'm not hating on you. I promise you. But you can't convince me. You cannot convince me, man. There's not an argument that's strong enough when it comes to teachers, when it comes to people who are raising other people's kids, when it comes to military personnel, that they can't even make at least a quarter of that.
Ridiculous.
But then in a situation like this, we can't get a Marine back.
We can send trillions of dollars.
Because somebody made a decision on their own accord, right?
Yeah.
You can't bring this fella home, but then you could release one of the most dangerous people to ever walk through humanity.
Since when do we fucking barter with terrorists?
So now check this out. Now people say we need to get rid of guns, right? Now I'm finna kill two birds with one stone on this one. All right.
I know exactly where you're going.
I've thought about this a lot. I've really thought about this. So guns are the problem. Okay. Guns are the problem. We need to get rid of guns. Cool. All right, let's get rid of guns then, right? Let's say this arms dealer was a knife dealer. A knife arms dealer.
Yeah.
So we don't need to get rid of him, but we need to get rid of guns, right? So that's one bird. Let me get that same stone back. Okay. So you could release him for an NBA player, but we can't get this guy who sacrificed his life to uphold the Constitution. So that's that second bird,
and that's
an issue, bro. That's an issue, bro. It's a real big issue.
Do you know how many prisoners of war and what's the word I'm looking for? Political prisoners.
Yeah.
That we have.
Yeah. Yeah.
That are still being held for simply being American.
Just for being American.
Just for being an American, right? And we happen to catch you and we made up some shit and we're going to lock you up and put you through these work camps and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Why is her shit so publicized? I'll tell you why. Because it's the agenda.
I was a narrative.
Right?
Yeah, it's a narrative.
What's popular now
Yep.
is the fight for the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
Right? And that's, which really, in my opinion,
it doesn't need to be a fight.
Do what you do.
That's me, bro. Do what the fuck you want to.
Do what you do.
Nobody's stopping you.
Just don't force it down my throat.
Let me rephrase. There are some people who stopping you because they got such strong beliefs that they need a reason to hate you.
But really,
and
honestly,
that's stupid too.
But really, honestly,
you know what I mean? Like,
if they hate you, then what do you need from them?
you just stay away from them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Just avoid it.
Yeah.
Why sit there
Yeah.
and fucking have an argument about some shit? Just because if I'm sitting there with you you're having a conversation about your belief in God and you hopefully make it into heaven and you bring this up, I'm not sitting over here going, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well,
That's fucking so stupid. You're such a fucking goddamn dumbass.
One of my closest buddies in the Air Force, bro, Wilborn. I'll never forget this guy, man. He was, I don't know what his life status is now, but at the time he was a Satanist. And he said, man, if I ever decide I'm going to believe in God, it's because of you. I said, why? He said, because you're the first person. He said, you're a Christian. He said, my bad. You're not a Christian. You just believe in God. He said, you've never judged me for being a Satanist. I said, well, I wasn't there at the beginning of time, and I don't know how this story really goes. I'm just going off my own faith, right? And so the same thing, I'll give you another example. The reason I love that so much is because, have you seen a video of the guy eating a burger in New York in front of like the vegans? Dude, lady straight up, like you got like 5 people just walking up cursing him out, bro.
That's amazing.
Swear to God, this is what dude doing.
I would do it too.
This is what he doing, bro.
Just listening and enjoying.
And my thing is this, bro. If we're supposed to respect each other, yet we want free speech and all these other rights, right? Just like LGBT, my thing is this. I understand that there are people who try to attack them, so on and so forth. Remove yourself from situations that you don't have to be in, though. And I'm not saying that works that way with everybody, especially growing up with racism. And trust me, some people might just try to come after you.
Yeah.
I understand that portion of it. I'm not gonna downplay that. But if you notice, or if you realize that somebody's intentionally trying to rile you up just because they don't believe in what you do or they think that what you're doing is wrong, you got 2 options. You could either sit there and listen to them and let them have their word and leave, or just leave from the gate. Just don't entertain it, because not only are you creating more stress in your own life, but you might just be inciting.
That's what it is.
Further violent.
And that's what they want.
You know what I mean?
Somehow, for some strange reason, people who, and it's not like, okay, you're fighting for rights, but nobody in an interview has ever asked me whether I was homosexual or straight.
Yeah.
No one. Not a single goddamn person.
Ever.
In order for you to discriminate against me if I was a homosexual, I'd have to let you know.
I didn't think about it that way.
Which is none of your business.
Yeah, it's not. Because what I do in my personal life is my personal life.
Right, because my homosexuality is sexuality.
Yeah.
It's what's done in the privacy of my home or wherever I fucking choose to do it in private.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it in front of your kids. I'm not doing it in front of you.
Yeah.
I don't even want you in the room. So why would I bring it up that this is something, and people say gay pride. That's fine. Be proud of you.
I was going to say, be proud of yourself. Be proud. Be proud.
Be proud of yourself and enjoy it and celebrate with your friends that are on board with you and all that stuff. But why are you running around looking for controversy?
And I will say this too, man. And we talked about this a long time ago. I feel like there's a certain level of going back to that common law thing before all these corporations, before all these laws. Let's go back to just simple common human law. What happened to respect? So you know what I mean? Like, let's say, I don't care if it's sexuality, spirituality, whatever it is, all inclusive. If I know you're a Satanist, or if I know you believe in Hinduism or whatever the case may be, and I'm a little different on this one because I know I don't fit any mold. I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm weird. I don't care what you believe in. I don't care what sex you practice. I don't care. None of it bothers me. If it's bringing you joy into this world and you're not harming somebody else, I don't give a damn.
Exactly.
That's basic common respect, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not me trying to say I believe in God, and if you don't believe in God and Jesus Christ, you are completely condemned and damned to hell. That's a whole different approach. You know what I mean? And so what happened to that common respect of, okay, we love guns.
Yeah.
Somebody else coming here don't love guns. Naturally, Mike and Tim are going to be like, out of respect, I'm not going to try to shove a gun conversation down this person's throat.
I'm not going to sit here in target practice while fucking you're next to me.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I'm like, what happened to that common human respect for one another? You know what I mean? When did it start to dissipate?
And I think it really is. Like I said, at the very beginning of this podcast, on another topic, it has to do with people sticking their fucking nose in your business when it doesn't belong. And my nose doesn't belong in your business either.
Not unless I invite you.
Yeah. If you want to offer up some information, then be prepared to accept my judgment.
Yep.
Be prepared to accept my opinion on it.
You know what? And that's a good point, because that's what a lot.
If you're going to fly a flag, then be prepared for opposition. But you don't have to. It's not necessary in your daily life to fly that flag.
Yeah.
I didn't put a big old fucking Trump poster or Trump flag on my truck, even though I did vote for him. Yeah. For the first 5 years that Jessica and I were together, I didn't know who the fuck she voted for during any of that period. Yeah. For midterm, whatever. It didn't matter. Because she was under the belief that who I vote for is none of your fucking business and I don't talk about it.
Yeah.
So I didn't ask about it. There you go. Done.
And same in my house. I flat out told her, listen, I don't care who you vote for. I do not care who you vote for. We don't have to vote for the same person. But if you want to have a conversation, you have to understand something. It's just that. It's a conversation.
Yeah.
It's not a personal argument. It's not to put your personal feelings into it. We're looking at the facts of the situation. What's the issue? What's the decision? Here are the facts.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
Yeah. And if you got an opinion about it, that aside from the facts, then be prepared for me to opposition that with my opinion.
Exactly.
Oppose that with my position, right?
It's just two opinions. See, that's the craziest thing. My brain understands it when I say it, right? But people don't understand it when they talk. An opinion is not meant to shoot down what you believe. It's just yours and mine. Not mine versus yours.
Right.
Like I'm telling you, I can see it in my brain, and I'm just like, this is what, I'm like.
And if we agree,
you just see this shit.
And if we agree to have a debate and talk about what my belief is over your belief, then don't be upset.
Don't be pissed.
Don't get upset about it. We don't have to talk about this. If you're going to get upset, if you are such a sensitive motherfucker that you can't handle somebody else's opinion that's a little bit different than yours, then we just won't talk about it.
We just leave it where
we'll just sit here knowing that I fucking am better than you. And that's how that's going to go.
I'm the best.
But for real.
And that's crazy,
most of the shit that these people are arguing about and that there's controversy over
relevancy,
is nobody's fucking business. So why are we even doing it? Like, honestly, no one comes to my door.
That's a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. Bro. Nobody comes to my door and says, hey, I'd like to talk to you about solar panels. Are you homosexual?
Yeah.
By any chance?
Matter of fact, I'm going to hit you with a good one. You just made me think about something. So, Jehovah's Witness, right?
Yeah.
Why didn't nobody ever go after those people when they were coming and knocking at people's doors?
What do you mean? Like, go out, attack them?
Why didn't they attack them verbally, physically?
I'm sure it happens.
It's probably just not on the news. I'm
sure it happens.
Yeah.
I'm sure it happens.
But they're just doing a piece of what they believe. They're not in, you don't close this door on me.
Yeah.
You better let me in here. You need to read this book.
Now, at the same time, take my fucking no thank you. And walk the fuck off.
That common law respect.
Right. Bro. Because now, if I tell you no thank you and you come at me again with whatever, are you sure, sir? Because you know you're doing it. Okay. Now you've done it. And don't complain about when I sit here and give you my piece. Bro. Because I'm not going to slam the door in your face. Hey, you've engaged. Let's go.
Hey, bro. let me tell you something, bro. I'm so glad to hear you say that, because I swear by the end of last year, I thought I was an alien from Mars.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I say no, it's just that. If you ask me about something and I say maybe, that means you can revisit that probably.
Yeah.
If I change my mind, it's okay for me to change my mind. My brain is mine to think for me.
Yeah.
Don't get mad if I go back and change my mind later. But what I found out is that is one of the biggest components that have led to this ideology, because that's exactly what it is, of toxic masculinity in America.
Oh, we're gonna
get on that. But we talked about this.
I think next week we're gonna do that. I think we'll sit here and we'll have a conversation about it, because it is. It is. Well, and what the fuck is toxic about being masculine? We're men. That's like saying, well, you're being a woman and flaunting your pregnancy and your vagina is fucking toxic. What the hell are you talking about? A masculine. Oh, yeah, we're going to do it next week.
What you'll get is that's not the same.
We're going to do it. I know it's not the same.
That's what you'll get.
Not the same.
That's what you'll get.
And it's not supposed to be the same.
Exactly.
And if you don't like masculine men, I'm sorry. Find yourself a little bitch ass man and get married. But don't try to say how I behave isn't in my nature. It is, man. It totally freaking
bro. And
is.
that's, you know what though, bro? Like that's and because that
We're
was
gonna
December.
do it next week.
That's what I'm happy about 2023 for, though. I am honestly, bro, and you know what? It might get me in some trouble, but I'm truly advocating for people to just really be themselves.
Yeah.
Like that's like
When did that ever change, though?
it did. Like it became a problem to be yourself.
But not in my mind.
You get what I'm saying? Like clearly, because we can identify
Yeah,
it, but
yeah,
like
yeah.
people don't even know how to. They're afraid to be themselves because they feel like it comes at such a great cost.
Someone's going to be offended.
Somebody gonna be offended.
And then I've got to listen to you complain.
Yeah.
And then I've got to get engaged into a verbal Donnybrook with you. And
Man.
then because then it becomes a cycle, right? And I don't have the fucking energy for that.
It's too much.
So I'm going to allow you to whine,
Yeah, bro.
And I'm going to try to do it, whatever is
Yeah.
in me to make you feel okay and safe.
Well, so I watch a bunch of stuff that I know people would find boring as hell, but I find these things exciting. But this woman asked this guy, says, what gives you the right to say certain things to a certain community, and offend them and so on and so forth? And he said, well, let me ask you this then. He said, what gives you the right to ask me a question in an interview and assume that I'm not going to get offended, therefore still allowing you to ask me an offensive question, yet you seek the truth without offensiveness?
Yeah.
And I sat there like, ooh, this is over with. And she went to go to ask I'm gonna send it to you. She asked
I'll
the
tell
second
you what
question,
happens.
and
It turns into a personal attack.
She froze. She actually had to sit there on live TV, and she was like, wait a minute.
Oh, you mean you argued logic? Someone gave logic.
And the way he phrased the question, basically what people are asking for is you want the truth, but you want to find a way to detach anything that's offensive that might come with the truth.
You're not. No, you
So
want the truth, but you don't want to accept.
You don't want
the
to accept
entire truth.
The entire truth. You want the pieces that feel
Good to you.
yeah,
It's got to adapt to you.
like the Grinch. Ooh,
Right. Yeah. You want everything tailor made to your fucking feelings.
yeah.
We're going to talk about it next week.
Oh, yeah, let's
So now you know what's going on next
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, we got some fun stuff. Yeah, man.
But-
It's gonna be a good year, though, man. I'm telling you.
I think I see already some positive things that are happening. I see that there's a lot of people that are, and I don't mean in the woke sense,
Yeah, no.
but they're starting to realize
Just
certain things are
Yeah.
a little fishy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe this is a year of awakening, but not in the woke sense.
Not in the woke sense.
Don't
yeah.
fucking cancel anybody out.
Yeah.
Let's stop with this bullshit.
Yeah.
If you want to cancel someone in your life, then just look away. You don't need to fuck with their
And
business.
stop taking so much
you don't
shit
need
out
to
of context.
slander. You, don't
Yeah.
need- you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
let's
if you don't understand what a person is saying or what they mean, just unjump your ass out of that conclusion. Okay, stop jumping to conclusions.
I think there used to
Ask
be
for clarity. You know what I mean?
I think there used to be an awareness of your intelligence level.
Yeah.
But now all of these fucking morons can look up an article and believe that to be their education.
That's absolute truth.
They can look up someone's opinion or something that's being pushed online, and that's their education without doing any further research.
And always remember, y'all, just this easy. The same way you get paid to do a certain job, people are paid to write those articles. They don't always get to put what they really want to put in those articles. You are paid to write certain things.
We're in the age of every time you click on something, someone's getting paid, so they're gonna fucking bait you into
They
it,
gonna write whatever your ears want to hear.
Yeah, or instigate an
or
argument.
instigate an argument.
Because the more you engage, the more they get paid.
The more they get paid. Man, it's gonna be a good. This is a good year. Already.
All right, 2023, y'all. This is,
2023, man.
we're going to be hitting it hard here. I like this just you and I kind of thing. We'll have guests on every
we
now and
will,
then,
man.
but for the most part, we don't like any of you.
Yeah.
So no, I'm just kidding.
I know. I'm like, yeah.
So this was episode 14.
14.
Right.
I'm happy to be back too, man.
Yeah, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad you're back.
Yeah.
And I like you off the medication.
Yeah, I do too.
You got a lot of energy.
Like I'll tell you, man. Like Christina has to remind me sometimes. She's like, "Look, listen." I'm like, don't judge me. God damn it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm like, I know I start doing too
Yeah.
much sometimes. And I'm like, and it's honestly just for school mostly. Man.
Yeah.
So I could just sit down and, because I know if I rewatch this video, bro, I probably haven't stopped moving this whole time. I've just been like,
Yeah, but it's refreshing.
you know what I mean?
Because
I was
before
like-
you were just like,
I was just like, yeah.
super quiet.
Hey guys.
You go, I was just going to ask you that same thing you just asked me.
Yeah. I don't even know what I was thinking about.
This is my big Tim now.
Yeah, man.
Tim's back.
I'm back, baby. Yeah,
All right.
man.
Well, Devil's Dice Podcast is back. So 2023, may you enjoy a better year than you've ever had.
Absolutely.
And I'll tell you right now, stop putting so much importance on other people's shit.
Yeah.
Focus on you.
Yep.
And have a good damn time.
Make you important. Yeah.
I need to practice what I preach too.
Oh,
'cause
yeah, same here,
I've been
bro.
a little negative.
Same here.
I've been
Yeah.
letting it get to me.
Bro, I got into therapy at the end of last year, bro. I think that's what that helped restructure. You know what I mean?
Talking to people
I
helps.
did, but yeah, man.
That's why I like sitting down with you, man.
I'll tell the truth. Yeah. Yeah, bro.
All right.
Love you, brother. I miss it, man.
Devil's Dice Podcast, episode 14. We are Black Tim. I bet you can guess which one. And Dropkick Mike. Have a great year, everybody. Talk to you soon.
I'm Mike.